Hi guys, today I'm thinking about the top 10 cheapest destinations in Indonesia. The costs shown are for a single person per month. The first location on our list is Bali at number 10, being the most expensive. The cost of living in Bali is $1,175 per month, which is £870 or €999. Next at number 9 is the capital city of Jakarta, with a cost of living of $684 per month, which is £506 or €581. And at number 8 is Surabaya, with a cost of living of $549 per month, which is £406 or €467. Next on the list at number 7 is Semarang, with a cost of living of $499, £369 or €424. At number 6 is Serang, with a cost of living of $488, £361 or €415. At number 5 is Medan, with a cost of living of $461 or £341 or €392. Then at number 4 is Jambi, with a cost of living of $439, which equates to £325 or €373. In at number 3 is Manado, with a cost of living of $432, which is £320 or €367. And at number 2 is Depok, with a cost of living of $391, which is equal to £289 or €332. And topping our list at number 1 is the cheapest city in Indonesia, which is Tasikmalaya, with a cost of living of only $359 per month, which is £266, which is only €305. So that completes our list of the top 10 cheapest places in Indonesia. So just on the spreadsheet here, so Tasikmalaya is the cheapest place in Indonesia, with a cost of living of only $359, which is £266 in pound or €305. So that's only 14.8% of the cost of living of the UK. And the rent and utilities here are only $77 per month, which is £57 or €65. So Depok was $391 in dollars, $289 in pounds, or $332 in euro. And then we have Manado at $432 in dollars, $320 in pound, or $367 in euro. And Jambi was $439 in dollars, $325 in pound, or $373 in euro. And then we have Pagar Alam, which has the lowest quality of life score on the list, with only 33 out of 100. And then we have Medan, which was $461 per month, which was £341 or $392 in euro. And then we have Serang at 488 in dollars, 361 in pound, or 415 in euro. And then we have Semarang with 499 in dollars, 369 in pound, or 424 in euro. And then we have Surabaya, 549 in dollars, 406 in pound, or 467 in euro. And there's two more places with a quality of life score of 33, which is the lowest on the list. One of them is Gunung Sitoli, and then the other is Bima. And then we come to Jakarta, which has a cost of living of $684 per month, which is 506 in pound and 581 in euro. And it has a quality of life score of 70, which is the highest on this list. And then we come to Padang, which has the cheapest food in Indonesia, with a bill of $150 or 111 in pound or 128 in euro. And Bali is the most expensive place in Indonesia, with a cost of living of $1,175 per month, which is 870 in pound or 999 in euro. And the cost of living here is still only 48.3% of that of the UK. Bali also has the most expensive food in Indonesia, with a cost of 288 per month, which is 213 in pound or 245 in euro. And it also has the most expensive rent and utilities, with a cost of 764 in dollars or 565 in pound or 649 in euro. So the outcome is that Tasikmalaya is the cheapest city in Indonesia. This city also has the cheapest rent and utilities. The city with the cheapest food, namely Padang, does not correlate with being the cheapest cost of living. In fact, it's at the other end of the table and has a cost of living overall which is the second most expensive, with only Bali being more expensive. There are three cities which are tied at a score of 33 out of 100 for the lowest quality of life score. There is a broad range of quality of life scores between 33 and the capital city of Jakarta, which has a score of 70 out of 100. The quality of life scores for 2 out of 3 of the cities with the lowest score do not correlate with being a low cost of living. In fact, they are in the top 11 most expensive of the locations on the list, suggesting that you do not necessarily get a good quality of life in Indonesia for a relatively high cost of living in relation to the rest of the locations in the country. The location with the most expensive rent and utilities is the province of Bali. The cost of living in Indonesia is extremely cheap when compared to the UK, and at the low end of the table is only 14.8% of the cost of living of the UK. And at the high end of the table, the cost of living is still only 48.4% of the UK. So if you are looking to relocate to Indonesia or travel there is a huge range of cost of living to choose from, with the most expensive place being 3.2 times the cost of living of the least expensive, and the most expensive place for rent and utilities being 9.9 times the cost of the least expensive, which is a huge difference. So the conclusion is that with Indonesia covering such a huge area and having a massive population, there is a location and also cost of living to suit any type of traveller or expat's desires. Okay. Okay guys, that was the top 10 cheapest destinations in Indonesia. I'll see you on the next one.